Hey guys, today is Sunday, September 27th. It's 11:53 a.m. and the temperature is 21 degrees Celsius. I'm just turning right onto Yonge Street in Midtown Toronto. And the plan for this ride is to head south all the way down to Lake Ontario. The section of Yonge Street in between Gerrard and the lake should be closed for the ActiveTO program. So what that entails is it should be open only to cyclists and pedestrians. So I thought I'd ride down and see how that goes as a cyclist. I did it last week as a walking video. Whoa, it's quite windy right now. I did not think it would be this windy. So this is the intersection of Yonge and Eglinton. And I think they're running shuttle buses north from Eglinton this weekend. That's why we see all the buses. But south of Eglinton, it should be normal subway service. Although I might be mistaken on that. I'll have to see if these shuttle buses continue south of Eglinton Station here, or if this bus is going to turn right and loop into the bus bays. And that looks to be where it's heading. So it seems as if I'll be riding into the wind as I head down to the lake. The ActiveTO program was supposed to be between Davenport Road and Yonge Street and stretch down to the lake. At least that's how the city initially announced it, and that was to be for last Sunday and this Sunday. However, last week when I went to record a video, down Yonge Street, when I got to Rosedale, it quickly became apparent that the city hadn't closed Yonge Street south of Davenport. It wasn't until I got down to Yonge and Dundas where they had started with the closure. So it ended up being less than half of what was originally promised. Man, this wind is brutal. And I just checked the city's website before I headed out, and it had indicated that this week it would be starting at Gerrard. And apparently, from what I heard, the reason for the shortened route was actually due to the Toronto police, for whatever reason. And it was kind of a last minute shortening last week, so this week I guess we've known it would be the shorter route the whole time, although I didn't bother checking until today. This is the Yonge and Davisville neighborhood. That's Davisville subway station on the right and the headquarters of the Toronto Transit Commission. Here's some not in service buses. I'm sure they're heading up to serve as shuttle buses once they get to Eglinton. So the next major street will be St. Clair Avenue. And just a couple of minutes ago, on my other channel, Johnny Stumbles, a bike ride, would have just been published. That was a ride from the St. Lawrence neighborhood north up to Midtown Toronto, back home. So if you're interested in checking that one out, be sure to go check out that other channel. I'll put a link to that one in the description of this video if I remember. There you've got cars turning right and left. That's St. Clair Station just on the left. And that tall tower off in the distance is One Bloor East. The original plan was for ActiveTO to start just a few blocks north of there, which I think would have been quite neat. That's the Summerhill LCBO on the left. The city does typically close Yonge Street and a stretch of Bloor Street. There's a nice lane change for you. Why am I surprised that an Audi wouldn't use a turn signal to cut in front of me? He's using it now though. Wow, he skipped 2 whole cars. What a good driver. That sounded like something on my bike broke there. I just got honked at by a car, even though I completely safely passed him. That's fun. What the hell? My bike just snapped. I thought it might have been my rear deflector, which was recently swapped. I probably just ran over something. So as I was saying, as part of the Open Streets TO program, part of Bloor Street from Ossington over to Yonge is closed, as well as Yonge Street down to Queen. However, that was canceled this year due to COVID. So just up ahead here at the next major intersection was where the street closure was originally slated to begin. It would be kind of nice to know why. Yeah, that's good. You're not close at all, are you? Wow. She was within about 2 feet of me there. You're supposed to leave 2 meters when passing a vehicle. I just posted a compilation of cycling incidents on Saturday. This is my first video recording in the fall. So perhaps that moment will make it onto the next one. That's the type of thing the camera doesn't really pick up, but it happens all the time. So this is Davenport Road here, where ActiveTO should have started. And I'd really like to hear the police's explanation for truncating it. It certainly couldn't be resources. I don't think their budget could possibly be any bigger. And welcome to Yonge and Bloor. This is a scramble intersection. Technically, you should get off and dismount and walk your bike through it. There's the Brass Rail Strip Club on the left, which is no longer allowed to open as part of the province's new measures, which I think are quite useless, to be honest. Bars now have a 12 o'clock curfew and 11 p.m. last call, and strip clubs are no longer allowed to operate until further notice. I don't see how that solves anything, to be honest. If anything, bars are just going to be busier before 12, and rather than leaving after that time and going home, people are still going to want to stay out. So I think we'll definitely see an uptick in house parties and that sort of thing. And from a strip club point of view, if they simply limited private dances and things like that, what's the difference between that and a bar? If you're going to close one down, you should close all of them down. And if anything, I would think getting rid of the curfew and just letting, why is this guy riding his bike the wrong way down Yonge Street? If anything, I think getting rid of the curfew would be better, because people would be more dispersed. And it would also give businesses an opportunity to not lose so much money, and employees to have working opportunities as well. Just my opinion, but I think it's a pretty stupid half-assed measure. And I'm not even one of the people that would be out in the bars at that hour anyways these days. So the next major intersection will be Yonge and College. Well, College on the right and Carlton on the left. This entire ride should be about 8 kilometers from top to bottom, but the ActiveTO portion is 2 kilometers. What are you doing, buddy? Have you ever heard of signaling? So it sounds like the family behind me is heading towards the closure. The closed section is really only about 2 kilometers, so it's going to go by quick. I think what I'll do is I'll ride down to the south, and then I'll turn around and ride back up north to Yonge and Dundas. And maybe I'll go a bit slower throughout the closed section. So here is Gerrard, where the closure begins. So cars should not be able to travel south of here. Well, at least it's a little better than last week. It's not too often you get to experience Yonge Street like this. That's the Ryerson University Student Center on the left. This whole part of Yonge Street has really changed in character over the years. A lot of people in the 80s and early 90s kind of fondly remember it as a place where there was a lot of sort of seedy character, but also arcades, fake ID shops, lots of ultra discount clothing retailers, stuff like that. It's certainly gentrified and cleaned up a lot. So this is Dundas Street. That's the Eaton Center on the right, and Dundas Square on the left.
I'll be here. I'll be right in.
I have zero doubt this area will be featured in a lot of Instagram posts today. And this is Queen Street, so this is where the open streets would have come to an end. I think that guy fell asleep at the wheel there. Hopefully I won't be catching every light all the way down. That'll certainly be a bit annoying. That ambulance is nowhere near the intersection. So this part here is the eastern edge of the financial district. Other ActiveTO closures this weekend are the stretch of Lakeshore Boulevard West. The Lakeshore East section isn't going to be closed this weekend. I think that's due to some repair work on the Gardner Expressway. And Bayview Avenue, I think I saw was closed as well. Of course, this information does you no good as you're watching this after the fact, but that's okay. I need something to talk about. Ooh, that guy was on the ball. He had that crossing open nice and early. And this is Front Street. And I don't know why I said it that way. So just up here, I think the southbound lanes are open. So we all get funneled over into the northbound side. So I guess I could just stay with the traffic on the right side. If you watch this channel somewhat often, you're probably quite familiar with this route. I've only done it 10 billion times in the past. If you're wondering, there's absolutely no vehicles behind me. So once I get a peek at the lake, I'll turn around, and also football kicks off at 1 p.m. So I should be able to make it home just in time if I hightail it. Man, this is a painfully long light. I have a car behind me. I'm going to jump into the closed section here just to not get in his way. feel like I'm gonna get blown over. And the lake. All right, so I will turn around and just head north now. Certainly wouldn't blame you to cut the video off at this point, as you've seen all of Yonge Street. But I'll leave the camera running up until I get through the ActiveTO section. Maybe I'll move through it a little faster. Again, there is another new cycling video posted on my other channel. I'll have to check to make sure that published properly once I get home. And I'll be putting more cycling videos on that channel. Got to be careful here. Crossing the bike lanes. Oh, we got 4 seconds. So one of my ideas was, after I record some of my rides, there's often a return trip associated with it, so I might start filming those and putting those up on the Stumbles channel, just because it is an opportunity to grab another video. I will say, as a cyclist, this isn't a particularly great experience, just because of all the constant intersections you're hitting. You'll definitely have a better time hitting Bayview or Lakeshore. But if you're just looking to come out and dawdle around, or if you have small kids, it's quite excellent. Maybe I'll have some better luck with the lights heading north. I'm already having better luck with the wind. Nah, I'm not going to catch this one. Good, you?
Pretty good.
They didn't open it to Davenport again.
Yeah. You know what? I think initially it was supposed to be open.
They announced it like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Like that it was Davenport. And then last week, for some reason, it started at Dundas.
Yeah. Because like I was told like the day of, like last week, like oh sorry, we're gonna have more speed.
I heard it was the police that were.
Oh, I guess they didn't want to. You know what? You're right, because some of them didn't actually show up to this.
Oh, they're undermanned? All right. Thank you. Have a good one. There we go, apparently. The police were undermanned last week, at least according to him. There's certainly no shortage of volunteers helping out with this, so good on all those people. I got 10 seconds. This is going to be close. So apparently they'll start closing this at 2. I was live streaming last week as they were closing it. So I think the only official time you could expect it to be open today is 10 till 2. All right, here is Dundas Square. I'll just head a little bit more north to Gerrard. And we have a scramble crossing. It looked like that guy was recording this. I think he had a little Osmo Pocket, which is the same camera I use. So I'll keep an eye out on YouTube, see if I can spot that video popping up. And this is where it ends at Gerrard. There's an interesting look at our construction site. It's where the old Big Slice used to be. Oh, thanks for watching this not so interesting trip down Yonge Street along the ActiveTO closure. I'm going to cut the camera right now. If you're interested, there are links to my Patreon and Instagram in the description. And just a friendly reminder, if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more cycling, walking, and live streams and whatever other kinds of videos I come up with. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one.